Good morning. This is the Chorus Call conference operator. Welcome, and thank you for joining the Acea first half 2015 results conference call. As a reminder, all participants are in listen-only mode. After the presentation, there will be an opportunity to ask questions. Should anyone need assistance during the conference call, they may signal an operator by pressing star and 0 on their telephone. At this time, I would like to turn the conference over to Ms. Ira Grisani, Institutional Investor Relations Director of Acea. Please go ahead, madam.
Good morning to all of you, and thank you for taking part in today's conference call for the presentation of the Acea Group first half 2015 results. Alberto Irace, CEO of the company, will now disclose the results. Soon after, Alberto Irace, Franco Balsamo, CFO of Acea, and I will be available for a Q&A section. Please, Alberto, go on.
Good morning to everyone. It's a year since my first presentation as Acea's CEO. As we will see later on, the results of the first 6 months of this year are positive, and we are on track to deliver on our targets. When I presented myself to you 12 months ago, I talked about a number of aspects of the company's operation that I believe, and I continue to believe, are of key importance. I said that I would have ensured that Acea and its management would be free of political influence, and I have been true to my word, setting an example for all. We have not renewed our previous energy supply contract with the Roman City Council in order to reduce our credit risk toward the city. I identified the high level of working capital as one of the greatest weaknesses of our balance sheet, and I said that I was keen to improve the situation, and this remained the case. We are on the right road, and can also say that the positive developments seen in the last 6 months are a structural one. Another key aspect of our performance is the improvement in operational efficiency, as the almost 7% year-on-year growth in the first half EBITDA goes to show. I've always said that Acea is best placed to grow its regulated businesses. As a result, we have significantly boosted investment, whilst ensuring that debt has remained substantially stable. And finally, we are about to launch the new workforce management system in the water segment. Next year, it will be the turn of our electricity distribution. The often repeated aim is that to make Acea the most technological advanced of Italy's multi-utilities. As regards the process of consolidation among utilities, we continue to believe in the process and to work toward this end, as we believe it will be positive not just for Acea but for the country as a whole. In order to play a leading role in this consolidation, we need to be able to point to an efficient financial structure alongside innovative information system. This also means to reaffirm our commitment to improve working capital management. Let's now move on the look to the results. EBITDA is up around 7% to 353 million. EBIT is up by over 7% to 203 million, despite the increased amortization and depreciation due to a greater capex across all business areas. Net profit of almost 100 million is up by more than 23% on the first half of 2014. Investment of 167 has risen 18%. 85% of the total capex relates to our regulated businesses, and despite this high level of capex, net debt has remained pretty much stable at 2.1 billion. Looking at slide 3, we can see how important Acea role as a regulated asset manager is. 76% of our EBITDA generated by regulated activity. All our business areas have contributed to this EBITDA growth, with water and energy making a particularly strong contribution. We have also made significant progress in terms of operational efficiency. This has seen us reduce the workforce by 80 to around 4,700 at the first half. Let's now take a look at EBITDA by operating segment. The environment segment has contributed 27 million, more or less in line with the figure of first half 2014, despite the shutdown of the Kyclos plant since July 2014, and thanks to the positive contribution from Acea plants. In total, we have invested approximately 10 million in this segment, including completion of the revamp of the Orvieto waste treatment plant. EBITDA in the energy segment is up by over 22% to 56 million. This positive performance reflects improved margin on sales, partially offset by the reduced contribution from electricity production. Our sale performance was helped by the regulator's previously flagged review of energy price in the enhanced protection market. We have invested more than 6 million in a new software application for the energy segment. Slide 5 shows the performance of the water business. EBITDA is up by over 6% to 147 million. The improvement was strongest among companies consolidated using the equity method, where the increase was around 5 million. The performance of EBITDA reflects extraordinary items recognized in 2014 related to back billing and the presence in the first half of 2015 of non-recurring incomes attributable to overseas operations. Extraordinary items in the first half of the year have resulted in net expenses of approximately 12 million. We have invested approximately 75 million, with a large proportion spent by Acea 2 on its treatment plants, the company that manages the area of Rome. Workforce and management system of Acea 2, the billing system, are due to go live from September-October 2015, bringing benefit as a result of the insourcing of certain activity in 2016. EBITDA from the grid segment is up 4 million to 123 million, mainly thanks to Acea distribution. The public lighting business saw a slightly decline, but this was offset by a positive contribution from photovoltaic activity. CapEx in this segment amount to 68 million and primarily regards Acea distribution investment in IT system and the work on expanding the grid. The launch of Acea distribution workforce management system is scheduled for January 2016, while the new billing system will be introduced in June 2016. As you are aware, the parent company role is to provide service and coordinate the operating companies. EBITDA for the first half amounts to 0.3 million, pretty much in line with the same period of last year. The parent company CapEx total around 9 million, essentially reflecting the startup of the project Acea 2.0. EBIT has grown, going to slide 7, at a similar rate to EBITDA, rising by over 7% to 203 million. We have seen a rise in amortization and depreciation linked primarily to the increase of CapEx, which in the case of the water segment. The increase in the amortization of intangible assets primarily reflects the expenditure on information technology that entered in operation around the end of last year and in the beginning of 2015. Provision for bad debt are down approximately 8 million, above all in the water and energy segment, thanks to the improved credit collection. The group net profit is up by over 23% to 99 million, thanks to lower financing cost and tax rate of 33.6%. As I noted with regard to the first quarter of this year, the reduction in tax expense reflects the positive impact of elimination of the one-off hike in corporation tax ES and the impact of IRAP of deducibility of the cost of staff hired on permanent contract. Slide 8 shows an analysis of the cash flow trends. I would like to highlight the performance of the working capital. which has continued to the downward trend already seen in the second half of 2014, reflecting improved credit collection. CAPEX, net financial cost and tax expense for the period have resulted in a cash outflow of approximately 40 million. Net debt has increased by 40 million in the first half of 2015, lower than the increase of 128 recorded in the first half of last year. The result confirms our ongoing commitment to keeping working capital in check, in part through improvement to the billing process. The group debt is mainly long-term in nature, with an average term to maturity of more than 7 years. 71% is fixed at a global average cost of 3.4%. Following the approval of the business plan in 2015 to 19, Moody's and Fitch Rating have confirmed the company rating and with a stable outlook. Both agencies applauded the company's strategic focus on its regulated business and commitment to maintain a solid financial structure. That was the presentation.
Now we can go on with the Q&A session.
Excuse me, this is the Chorus Call conference operator. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and one on their touchtone telephone. To remove yourself from the question queue, please press star and two. We kindly ask you to use handsets when asking questions. Anyone who has a question may press star and one at this time. The first question is from Stefano Gamberini of Equita SIM. Please go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. 3 questions, if I may. First of all, starting from the slide number 5, could you tell us what is this one-off negative of 11.6 million euros in the water business? And elaborate a little bit more regarding the performance of ATO 2 and ATO 5, because excluding one-off and the contribution of associates, the EBITDA was slightly down. Just the reason of this trend and what you expect for full year. The second question regarding what is your comment on the paper from the authority about the unbundling of water services? Do you see some risks, or you appreciate this consultation paper? And the last thing regarding the difficulties of AMA, the waste company in Rome, could this situation accelerate the authorizations you are looking for to go ahead with the investments in the waste business, or any other consequence that you expect for the situation of AMA in Rome? Many thanks.
Okay, go ahead.
Stefano, in order to answer to your first question related to the change compared to the extraordinary items that occurred in the first half of the year 2014, roughly 11 million euro. One is the 2.5 million euro is the extraordinary items gained in the first quarter of this year in our international water activities in Acqua Azul, Bogotá, that we have within the first quarter for 2005.5 million euros. Related to the extraordinary gains of the previous years are for roughly 10 million euro, are the conguagli related to the water emergency of the year 2012 and previous years. And another 4 million euro are the new calculation on interest on conguagli related to the period before 2011. All those amounts, roughly 50 million euro, were written in the accounted in the first half. So this is mainly the difference. On the other side, we had 8 million euro in efficiency of cost related to several initiatives that are not included in the workforce management or other activities that will come in the coming months. And there are other 7.5 million euro is the increase in revenues in the related to the water business. This combined with the 4.7 million euro related to the contribution of the company consolidated with equity makes the 8.5 million euro of increase compared to the same period of the previous year.
Referring to your question about the unbundling for the water sector, could you please clarify better?
Yes, the regulator issued this document, and the target is to get by 2016 all the figures for the 1,200 companies in the sector in order to move towards a standard cost system. I don't know if you had some thoughts about this consultation paper, or what is your idea on it?
I already said it many times that we are discussing with the authority since they get the responsibility of regulate the water business, to push the authority to set the standard cost specific for the OPEX in the sector. That's because we believe that companies like Acea and the efficient one like Acea and the others that operate in the Italian market can take advantage of system in which OPEX are recognized based on standard cost, because those companies are well organized and can in the next year realize efficiency, and those efficiency it is a good opportunity. It can be considered a good opportunity for companies, but at the same time good opportunity for regulator and for customers, because it can be in the time an advantage that would be reflected on the final price, but has to be clear how which is the mechanism on how to reflect the efficiency in tariff, and has to be clear that company has to be incentivized to realize those efficiency, and the way to incentivize is to fix standard cost and to authorize the companies to maintain the benefit of the efficiency for a long period of time. And another aspect of the unbundling is that the authority and the customers and the public opinion also have should know the cost of those services in the country, and be aware that no matter which is the property of the companies, what matter is how much the service cost to the final customers, and this would be to some extent a push for the consolidation process, because what will come up is that the small and public utility will show figures of their standard costs that are not comparable with the efficient one, and this would be we believe a powerful way to push for a more efficient system and more efficient operator. and to some extent in a push to the consolidation process. So we see the intention of the authority to settle a efficiently unbundled system to recognize cost. The first step in this direction, and we will contribute, and we are already ready to give the authority all the figures that they need to settle to find out which are the standard costs, which is, as you probably can imagine, something pretty much complex. Regarding to the AMA and the difficulties of AMA in the area of Rome, those difficulties are essentially related to their ability and efficiency in collecting the waste in the urban area. As I said many times, Acea has no ability on that, and we cannot be useful to the city of Rome on this because we don't have any experience in collecting waste. What we can do, and we are working on that according also to our business plan, is to accelerate and to our investment plan in realizing treatment plan, and what can boost the situation is that the way to realize the collection in the city of Rome could be helped by an efficient treatment plants in this area, and Acea is the operator that can be recognized by the public authority, not only by the municipality of Rome, but also by the region as the operator that can be involved in the program to realize the plants and the treatment plants that are needed to ensure an efficient service. So, to go in a conclusion, the critical situation can be in some way boost for our investment plan to accelerate those investments, and it can be a boost to the authority to authorize faster all the plans that we plan to realize in our plan.
A quick follow-up, if I may, regarding the first question. You said that in the first half 14 there were 14 million euros of positive one-off. Could you remind us how big was the one-off for the full year 14?
It was roughly 14 million euro, yes.
For the full year?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, many thanks.
The next question is from Enrico Bartoli of MainFirst. Please go ahead.
Hi, good morning. A few questions on my side. First of all, on net debt, you are definitely doing an excellent job in reducing the working capital. I was wondering if it would be fair to assume that by the end of the year you are going to reduce further your net debt position compared to the end of 2014. Then I have a question on the consolidation process. If you can give us an update on the situation on, let's say, the regulatory incentives, and possibly if you have any talks in place with any possible counterparties. And the last one is related to Acea Distribuzione. You highlighted an increase in EBITDA. If you can give some hints on the reason of that, if it's due to operating efficiency or you have some tariff recoveries to the previous years. Thank you.
Well, about net debt, let me say that by the end of the year, more or less, we will be in line with the last year, more or less. Just to give you a flavor of what we can expect for the end of the year. So we will have a figure not more or less in line, not a significant increase for sure. For the consolidation, that means that we will still work on the track of improve the working capital and increase the efficiency of our billing system. That's what we are doing, not only in the energy sales but also in water. What about the consolidation process? We can expect that the regulator will settle some rules with the next regulatory period in some way to push the consolidation process. That already the regulator took some measure like that in other sector, in gas distribution in the past. We can expect that the regulator will set some rules that will probably incentivize the aggregation. I think that they could do something like that, and as long as I know they have in mind to evaluate this opportunity, and would be helpful for operator like Acea, and not only for us, but for the one that consider the opportunity to aggregate a smaller operator. About the process that regarding Acea, let me say that of course we are still talking with all our shareholders that have in mind that the aggregation, the consolidation process, and the issue to aggregate their company is something that they have to take into consideration in the next future. Of course, talks are in place with some of those mayors that are shareholders of Acea, but nothing that can be said more precisely. It's on the table, let me say. Talks are going on, and everybody knows that this issue has to be taken to their agenda, and we will see in the next months. And as I said many times, Acea will do everything is in our responsibility to favor this process, not only in considering our relationship with the shareholder, but also considering the opportunity to acquire or to consider investment and acquisition in the area where the consolidation process is possible. And I am talking about Lazio and Tuscany, of course. Acea Distribuzione, the distribution company, you can consider it's all efficiency, because if you look at the tariff is decreasing, so results are only due to the efficiency that we are realizing.
Thank you.
The next question is from Sara Piccinini of Mediobanca. Please go ahead.
Thanks. Good morning, and thank you for taking my question. I have few of them. So first of all, regarding the net debt, you say that the debt, we can consider the same level of debt of last year, and for the first half we have seen an acceleration of capex, at the same time improvement of the working capital. So if you can explain the dynamics of these two by year end, so if we can expect a deceleration of capex, for example. Regarding the capex for the waste business, we have seen that most of the investments have been directed to the revamp of the treatment plants. So if we can assume that for this improvement is able to offset the closure of the Kyclos plant going forward. Third one is on regulation. We are expecting a document on water that should provide a framework on the regulatory period, and you say that there are negotiations ongoing with the authorities. So if you can give us a timing when this standard cost, when you expect that this standard cost can be defined. And finally, the last one is on the investigation from the antitrust authority because of mismanagement of this billing system. If this is related on the problems that you had in the past and on which you are working on, and what is your expectation on this story? Thank you.
Let me clarify about that. What I said is that we will be in line with the result of the first half. It will depend on how the capex will go at the end of the year. It might be a slightly increased, but in line with this result. Just to have the flavor is this. Regulation in water. The timing. What we expect is that. Probably in August or at the beginning of September, they will come up with the first consultation paper, and for the new period, and there will be a consultation, of course, probably not only one consultation, but maybe at least two consultations. The first consultation, and then after they will come up with a new paper on which they will take a new consultation, and we should have the new framework for the end of the year or the beginning of 2016. About the investigation.
No, you want to know the allocation of the capex in the waste to energy
in the waste business in general. You said it was dedicated to the revamp of some treatment plant, if I understood correctly.
In that area, we invested 10 million euro totally.
Just one.
For the revamp of the South plant, mainly in the revamp of the South plant.
We are investing in. We invested 10 million in this first 6 months essentially in our treatment. We are slightly late in investing in San Vittore plant because the company in charge of rebuild the plant, this line, the revamping this line, is slightly organized their job in order to develop the most activity in the second half of the year. So we will, I'm sure, we will recover according to our plan those investments, because they are just doing that. About regulation, about the investigation of the antitrust. Let me make a general reflection, consideration about that. The antitrust has responsibilities, but probably they are not perfectly aware of the complex regulation system in those sectors. Of course, they with this inspection, they were based on customers dire che si segnalazione, no, notifications, based on claims from some customers. They started those investigations. What I foresee in the future is that antitrust and national authority of electricity and gas has to coordinate their activity probably, and we don't expect significantly problems from those inspections. Of course, we trust to operate according to the existing regulation, and we will see how will develop the activity of the antitrust in the next future.
Okay, many thanks.
As a reminder, if you wish to register for a question, please press star and 1 on your telephone. The next question is a follow-up from Enrico Bartoli of MainFirst. Please go ahead.
Hi, sorry. A very quick follow-up is on the tax rate. So both in the first quarter and second quarter was around 34%, significantly lower than last year. I guess obviously there was the impact of the Robin Hood tax, but actually for the full year the tax rate can be expected significantly lower than last year. Can you give us the guidance, please?
To consider the tax rate at the end of June in line with the tax ratio expected at the end of year.
So roughly 54% for the full year.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
As a reminder, if you wish to register for a question, please press star and 1. For any further questions, please press star and 1 on your telephone.
So if there are no questions, any other question, you can contact the Investor Relations team for further information. Thank you to all of you.
Thank you so much, and next time. See you.
Bye.
Bye. See you.